What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. So here we go again today. Another Danny Masterson update. Because I know you're dying for it. Nah, but really, there's a lot of interest in this guy, man. I've in all my years in doing YouTube videos, content creation, whatever you want to call it, I've never seen a topic or an individual garner so much curiosity. It's a trip to me. But I got somebody reached out to me this morning, and basically let me know we've all had it all wrong, right? And so I'm gonna let you know what I was told today. And I think this is as accurate as it can be, knowing how the Department of Corrections, things change like that, right? But I can give you play-by-play, we'll call it, up to now, what I know now. And then my 2 cents, we'll put that in too. So what happened, from my understanding, is this. Danny Masterson left the reception and was transferred to Corcoran, okay? When he got to Corcoran, and by the way, we refer to it as Old Corcoran. I believe he's in Old Corcoran. I don't know, maybe if he's in New Corcoran, I didn't ask that, I should have. But we're just gonna go off of, he's in Corcoran. He got transferred to Corcoran. When he hit R&R, that's receiving and release, by the way, right? When he hit R&R, he was immediately separated from the crowd and put in a holding tank, holding cage. Let me correct it. A cage, a one-man cage. And I get it. You know, when we have channels talking about the assassin has been assigned, when we have those type of videos coming out, and then, you know, people saying that, oh, he has been green lighted. He has been green lighted. There was a lot of heavy breathing in it. Those CEOs in R&R, they're gonna be like, oh, he's coming today. They knew before, hey, Masterson is gonna be on this bus. Okay. They separated him from the herd, put him in a cage, and they're like, not on my watch, not in R&R. And so he was processed right there in R&R, and that's the way it's going to be for a lot of CEOs. If they can, they're going to make sure whatever's going to happen, if something's going to happen, it happens on another watch, not on their watch, right? But there's only so much they can do. Now, after he was processed in R&R, he was escorted to A yard, right? And he went to fish roll. Fish roll is just another term for, you know, all the brand new guys that come in, they go to fish roll. It's probably just a section. I don't think it's an entire building. Who knows? But, you know, with prison being as packed as it is, overcrowded. Oh, by the way, when he got there, he was put in AdSeg overflow only because there was no place to house him. Then he was put in A yard. I don't know if AdSeg overflow is on A yard, but he's housed on A yard, right? Now, when he got there, they did put him in a cell by himself. He's currently in a cell by himself. What he's housed under right now is called orientation. Normally it takes 10 days to classify a guy to get him cleared for yard, right? Once he's done with that orientation classification, he will be assigned to another building. I don't see any reason why he would be given single cell status. However, with all of the assassin conversations and the green light, all that stuff, maybe they'll say, hey, put him in a cell by himself. And it's because they have to take these threats, even though they're coming from content creators at this point, they have to take them seriously. And so basically the way they're going to look at it is, if something is going to happen to this guy, they can't stop it. Nobody can stop it, but they can make sure it doesn't happen inside the cell. Well, not even that. They can make sure that his cellie doesn't do it by not giving him a cellie, right? But I remember there was a period in Pelican Bay where people were just running into cells. Like when somebody had to get whacked, they would whack them in the building. And part of this thinking was because if a pegada happened, if a hit happened in the building, then it wasn't a yard issue and they wouldn't slam everybody on the yard. They would just slam that building down. So back then you had guys running in the cell and trying to, catch a body there in the building in the cell. So, that's why I say the CDC can only do so much unless they open. And I mean, who knows how serious is the CO going to be? He could, whatever building that Danny Masterson gets assigned to, when they release yard, he could just be like, boom, I'm releasing his cell by itself, either very first or very last, so that nothing happens on the tier. It's going to happen on the yard. That's somebody else's responsibility. These are the little things that they can do, but that's basically all they can do. They can't stop someone if the assassin has already been assigned. I apologize. I have fun with it. To me, it was hilarious the way the drama involved when you say it that way, right? But if there's somebody who already has their mind made up and they just want to do it for the notoriety of it, how are the COs going to know which guy it is, who they are, if there's more than one that are planning this, right? They're not going to be able to stop them from having a weapon on them. I don't know if people understand that. Weapons are going to be on hand whenever people need them or want them or plan on using them. So with that said, he's on A yard right now. He's on orientation status. This is usually a 10-day process in California. It could be 90 days. He doesn't have any property yet, but being that he just came from the reception center, he wouldn't have much anyways. If he was smart, I mean, he doesn't know. He's just starting his time. He's not a jailbird. He's not a convict, obviously, by his charges. But if he was, then he would try to get his hands on a package list, a package catalog, order his stuff. That way, when he's cleared from orientation, boom, your package is going to be there within a week or two. But my understanding is when he first got there, obviously not having ever done time, he got a little cabin fever and he requested to speak to medical just because of anxiety, panic, but not anything that would need EOP or anything like that, so there's that part where the confusion maybe came from that. He just, I guess, was having anxiety, which, somebody with his charges and, he went to a prison that in the past had been known for extreme violence. And I don't know if he's hearing, these people from out of state that are saying that Corcoran is a fucking extremely violent place. All prisons in California are violent, but it's not the way it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, right? Now, because he's on A yard and he's in orientation there, that doesn't mean, we still don't know where he's going. It doesn't mean that he's going to stay there. It doesn't mean that he won't get placed in PHU, which is on A yard, 4A, 4 right. Unless they moved it, it used to be 4A, 4 right. This is what the orientation process is for. Is there room in the PHU? I don't know. The PHU is basically California's like, I don't know how you would, it's a secret. Like who is in there is a secret. It's, those guys right there. Let me explain something to you. In a California prison, when you're in cell living, right? Every building has a tower cop, and then there's one tower cop and there's 2 floor cops, right? Assigned to a building that's holding 200 men, right? And that's all you're gonna have as far as cops. Now you're gonna see S&Es come in, the escort cops, they'll come in and out, whatever. But you have 3 cops assigned to a unit. In a place like PHU, they're gonna have a tower cop that is assigned to Whatever sections are not PHU. PHU is one section. To my understanding, it's one section. And then you're going to have a separate cop that's specifically assigned to PHU. That booth, right? He's the only one that's going to be able to open any door, close any door. He's the one that knows who's in there, see the faces. Now that dude, I'm not opening that door. That dude's not supposed to be in there. He knows that. I would also assume that there's 2 floor staff that would be assigned to PHU to escort them to yard back and forth so that the other COs don't come in contact with them. It's that high power. I don't know if anybody has touched on that on any other video, but that's how it is. So if Danny Masterson, if ICC, which is the classification committee that includes the warden, if they determine, hey, this dude warrants it, we're not going to take that chance. We don't want that lawsuit. He will disappear in the middle of the night. He will go to PHU. The regular COs won't be notified of where he's going. As far as they know, he got a transfer. As far as anybody knows, he got a transfer. He will go to PHU, and all the prison experts that have never been to prison, let me just advise you again. If he goes to PHU, there is nobody there that would have any interest on putting their hands on him. Period. Let's emphasize that. Those guys are just as grateful as he is if he gets in that program. It's a very secretive thing. I remember being in 482 Right when I was in Corcoran Shoe. 1998. And you can see that building when you're getting escorted, but you never see who's in the building, especially those guys. Like I said, it's a secret. I don't know where the hell they give them yard. I don't know anything about what they do. But I do know that in my opinion, I don't see the warden at Corcoran willing to release Danny Masterson into the pit of the assassins that have been assigned. I just don't see it. But then again, there are 99.9% of people have no love for people with those type of charges. So they might just be like, hey, send them. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, because they don't have anything credible at this point, probably, other than some YouTubers talking about assassins and green lights. I don't know if they have anything to corroborate that, like, that's real off of that yard. But we're all here. A lot of us content creators here on YouTube are going to keep you posted. Hopefully we're giving you accurate stuff. If he does wind up in the PHU, I don't know that we'll know. I mean, maybe he'll do a fucking interview from there like Manson did. I don't know. And if he does, that hopefully he does, and hopefully no news organization is going to give him that. Think of the victims. How about that? But anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully this cleared the air a little bit about this guy. I don't even like saying his name. You guys gave me a lot of good nicknames for him. I just forget them when I get on the camera. Am I nervous? I don't know. But anyways, everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.